Okay, so we are on time. So to start, welcome everyone. This is HCD community meeting. Today we have January 25th, and the first topic on the agenda is by Nate. So do you want to go over?
Hello, everyone. Dave Welsh and I, Dave is actually on the call here. Hello, Dave. Have been working on a tech docs analysis where we go through all their documentation and we take a look at how things are going, how we might improve things, make sure that things are structured and targeting the right audience members and things like that. So who are our users, who are the people consuming these types of our documentation. And part of the process here is not that we want to write up a big long report and then throw it over the wall and walk off. One of the things that we're trying to do here is build out an issue set that we can help coach the community on how to make the updates to the documentation that we need, especially now we're merging with Kubernetes and getting all that. It's a good time to get some of the stuff sorted out. So I wanted to give us a heads up that the PR has been opened into the TechDocs repo. And so there is a draft assessment as well as a draft implementation plan. And what I'd like to do is in a week or maybe 2 weeks, schedule a presentation for the community saying, hey, here's what we're planning, here's how we can make use of this stuff. But I also wanted to give us an opportunity to sort of go over it, make sure that it's sane, to make sure that folks aren't sort of surprised by it when it comes out. David, did you want to add anything to our process, or do you have any specific things that you'd like folks to look at in between now and when we might put something on the calendar?
Not in particular. I think you covered most of it pretty well. I don't know. I maybe take a little poll just to kind of.
Oh,
You've frozen, Dave.
Get another.
Sorry, we missed we missed the whole ask. Sorry, you froze.
Oh
there.
yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. So if people could kind of sound off in this meeting right now, and about how much you know about the CNCF documentation process, and have you seen any other analyses that we've done? So I'll know kind of where to start when we talk about this.
Yeah, so I've dropped a sample umbrella issue in already, and I would expect that folks probably we would be aiming this to an audience who hasn't participated in one of these before, so it's fairly fresh for them. That being said, please chime in, but this is
That's what I found with Backstage too. I just wanted to. Okay, makes sense. Thanks.
okay, Nate. So the action item is for the next week that we.
So when do we feel like we would want to because it would be probably a 45-minute, 45-minute meeting. What we would do is we would put together a presentation walking through what the implementation, like walking through the report, but also walking through the implementation plan. So when do we think would be a good time to schedule that? Is that a thing we should do maybe before the triage meeting next week, or is this something we would want to do in addition to maybe this meeting next week, or do we want, like, what's the sense of timing on that, do we think?
We can use next week's bug triage.
Okay.
About that. I mean, do we have a lot of agenda today? Yeah, let's just use next week's agenda.
Okay. Does
Thank
that work
you.
for you, Dave? Does that work for you, David?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
I think
Okay, it would be good to maybe leave it as a note for the next meeting. Next should be the February 1st. So yeah, feel free to start.
Perfect.
Maybe
Awesome. Thank you so much. And again, if you're able to take a look through the PR as it is, any comments are welcome and helpful. So thank you so much. I am going to step away. Thank you again. I appreciate the time and hope you all have a good week. We'll talk to you next week.
thank you, Nate.
Bye-bye.
and have a great offsite. Okay, going to the next topic. Aladi, do you want to?
Yeah, hey folks, my name is Ala Dewberry. I hail from SIG Security, specifically the self-assessment subproject. And so last community meeting, I think Eddie Knight was here, who is part of TAG Security at the CNCF level. And so Alex Alton and I, who's also on the call, are we're super excited about this SIG. Obviously, at CD is super important. And we were wondering if folks here would like to be involved in a threat modeling effort for etcd. The reason that Eddie Knight was here last time is that there was a TAG security effort that was basically staffed by a bunch of volunteer NYU grad students. And they did like a really quick stride model of etcd. Obviously that overlaps with what Alex and I would love to carry forward. And it doesn't seem like that grad student effort involved maintainers. And obviously we would, really love to involve, all of the expertise here in a fuller stride modeling effort of etcd. So I just wanted to bring up this topic to see if folks are excited about doing this. And if so, like who would like to collaborate with us on this? And just wanted to kind of throw it out there. Alex, did you have anything else to add?
No, that was fun. That was a great intro. Yeah, we're very excited about working with etcd. You're one of the key pieces of the Kubernetes ecosystem. So.
Yeah.
Nitish is interested. Thanks, Nitish, and thank you guys so much. This is very critical for SCD, and thank you for helping out. We're definitely interested in having contributors and maintainer involved. We just need to figure out like who would have bandwidth to work on this. What's the cadence of the collaboration?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So let me give like a high level overview of the process. So the first thing that we do is basically just map out the attack surface. So for example, like the first step in the process is really just drawing like the component diagram of etcd. So really just, we need people who are really familiar with etcd's architecture to help us map that out. And to map out kind of like the core etcd workflows. And that exercise in and of itself will help us scope the threat model specifically. So that's problem number one is, like I said, draw pictures, map the attack surface. And then the next phase becomes like taking that information and actually thinking about like how can How can someone be naughty with all of this information, basically? So, but you said in terms of cadence, I think doing something like maybe 1 hour every 2 weeks would be good, and we can get a feel, like, you know, as we hit our stride as we hit our stride for what we can do asynchronously versus what we use synchronous meeting time for.
All right, sounds good. How about you put I'll put my name up there, and then we'll figure out going forward who will be the point of contact, and then contact you guys.
Great. And yeah, even if y'all wanted to throw over some links to like just architecture documents that we can start looking at, and I can start pulling that together into like some kind of not Miro, but like some similar type of like open whiteboard to just like throw information together. I can get started on that. And then Nitish and Wunjia, I can hit you up on I can include you in the Slack channel for self-assessments in Kubernetes, just so you're kind of aware of. I also need to kick off. So net, I think I also need to kick off a new Slack channel for this effort, since it seems like there's excitement. So I can go ahead and do that. And yeah, great. Okay, so I'll follow up with you two, Nitish and Wenjia. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly, Wenjia.
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you. Awesome. And yeah, and if anyone, I think, you know, the 4 of us, so me, Alex, you and Nitish, I think that's a good core starting group. If 1 or 2 other people want to join, that's great. You know, I don't want to exclude people, but, you know, having like a committee of like 10 or 15 people for this won't work. So we want to keep it fairly tight.
Yeah.
Right.
Sounds good. Thank you.
And then I'm assuming your GitHub repo is the public one is what we can look at if we need to look at the more technical stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, I think there exists a little bit of like the diagrams that you were referring to. So there already exist a few flowcharts and whatnot to get started if that helps.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Could you
Yeah, I
toss
was going to try by that, but then attack here. Vivek, if you have it handy.
Yeah, I'll find it and I'll post it in the chat. But
Thank you.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah. And also, yeah, in the notes too. Cool. Okay, so I think the main action item here is I'll follow up with you folks to, I think, get kind of like a kickoff meeting scheduled, and I'll pull together the resources that y'all are throwing in chat and in the notes. And we can, yeah, just have a kickoff meeting and figure out what works for collaboration.
Hello, this is my first time joining this call. I can also help in this, the work which you're telling, like I will be open to contributions as well.
Great.
All right, thank you. Could you put your Slack handle on in the doc, please? Thank you.
Sure, I will just do that. Thank you.
Thanks, Tarun. Great.
I guess we could first identify what need to be done going forward, and then we can start to distribute things to people.
Yeah,
Exactly.
if you're new to etcd, I guess, if that's what I heard correctly, this is a great way to really learn the contours of your project. So.
Wonderful. All right. Yeah. Thanks, everyone. I think that's it.
Okay. So thanks for the effort, and hopefully we can get something get etcd more secure. Benjamin, do you want to discuss your?
Yeah. We the community has a lot of bug and the flaky test case, but we are continuing to add more features, more probably a minor enhancements. That's okay. But I would like the community to spend more effort on fixed bugs and the flaky test case. Some people raise PR, the workflow may fail, but if the failure has nothing to do with the PR, they also just ignore the test case, the failure. That's not good. So I would like to we spend more effort on fix all the flaky tests in first step, and also the bug. Yeah, actually, there are a lot of failure in the workflow. We didn't raise issue for every failure in the workflow.
Yeah. So it would be like, from my perspective, would be good to understand what is the new source of flakes, because I think we have the where is measure test flakiness. I think there was some change in GitHub API that makes it like we started seeing failures on our workflow, but that overall, what surprised me, the flakiness is pretty low, like 13%, which is one of the lowest. So I'm not still sure, like, where do we see the flakes? Like, because number of issues failed is compared to the flakiness experienced by users is maybe two separate things.
Yeah, probably I'm not sure. I'm not sure the 30% is accurate number. I'm not sure. Previously, I used to retry the failed workflow. Probably that's the reason the rate is so low. So anyway, I would suggest we can just see the workflow result on the main branch and the release 3.5 and the release 3.4 directly. Yeah, we see some failure to again and again. For example, some test case, but we haven't fixed. Nobody spent effort on the test case. Some we already raised some issue on the repeatedly happened to the test issue, but nobody spent effort on that.
I think what we can do is in the bug triage, we can like have a specific bug triage, just, go through all the issues for the test cases, or maybe Benjamin, you're already very opinionated on this. Maybe you can help to raise some issues, and then we go through the list and decide the priority and assign to the community members. It will be a great opportunity to contribute to this. If you guys want to, if you want to like a starting point or start to contribute to SCD. How about that?
That's okay. But the key part is, some people, there are still some people raise the feature request for the community. That's okay. But we don't want to spend too much effort on the feature request for now. Just spend more effort on the bug and flaky test. That's the point.
Yeah, feature requests, we'll just, we can address those by priority, right?
I haven't seen too many feature requests. We've been mostly fixing. I think the main thing that we are missing is either a process or a tool to surface those failures easier, because like the based on the issue you raised, like it's hard for anyone to just grab an issue, or like for us to have it's hard to delegate or hard to measure what is our what is our state, what was the state before, and where we should go. And one of the previous efforts was to as I linked the failure or the job here, one of the previous efforts was to start measuring it, and this is like the way that we measured it historically. It's a simple tool that just looks what is the percent of test failures on the main branch, which are always flakes, because we know that to merge a PR you need to at least pass the test once. So if there is a failure of any workflow on the main branch, like if you just look at the
I agree. Yeah, probably we should generate a tool to generate a dashboard or something measure to follow the failure. Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
Just looking at this, like this is the last measure, the last.
yeah,
failure.
that makes sense. Yeah, makes sense to me. Yeah.
And that was there was the second part of it that is currently broken was the analyzer that looked through JUnit reports, which is even better. If we look at the measure last success, it should create there was a tool written by one of the contributors that would generate it's a table of flake tests,
Nice.
and that was the like it's only based on the JUnit report that we generated, so not all our testing generates a JUnit report. That's one way to improve it. And second, the goal was to automatically file on some threshold file the report, so to not
Okay.
make it something that I know everyone experiences and suffers silently, not something that maintainer need to run and like do heavy lifting, but something that is available for, immediately for everyone. So if we are interested in reducing flakiness, I would happy like collaborate to work on or something like this, or as Wenja proposed, have for the first time, if we are seeing the problem now, maybe we should do as Wenja suggested, do one also triage and delegate it, because we I think currently it's hard for.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Makes sense to me. Yeah. The first action is to probably we can enhance the tool to provide a better measurement on the failure. Okay. The second action is we can use the triage meeting to assign some issue to the contributor.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, we have 6 minutes. So you want to talk about your topic?
Yeah, so we talked about this last time. So it's about downgrade support from 0.5 to 0.4. So last time Benjamin raised the issue of how do we use this in Kubernetes. So I added a section about how we can like modify the existing tools to integrate downgrade support. So please take a look, review. And also there's one, Bogdan has a PR that's changes the migration tool, but it's currently blocked by test, end-to-end test. So I wonder what we can do to unblock that PR.
Yeah, let me give me a little bit of context. So the problem is that 3.5 will create a version in the like a version entry in the wall log, and this test what it basically does is tries to start the 3.4 binary, just a normal one, just to do end-to-end testing, and then of course that fails. If we're gonna go this path, we're gonna modify 3.4 anyway to deal with this. So maybe my suggestion, I can ignore this test for now, specifically this one end-to-end test that uses the binary, and then we can add it back, like enable it when we get the 3.4 binary that supports this downgrade. Or we can wait for to merge the 3.4 downgrade first, but yeah, so hopefully this helps. And I need probably to rebase the PR and everything, but since I haven't rebased it for a while, but that's the main thing, that this particular test is I need to remove it, or I need a new binary. Otherwise, there's if you scroll down, oh yeah, this one. Basically what this patch does, and this is work in progress, this is not ready yet. We need, this is just to showcase. but it removes the ability, like it removes the checks of the version basically. I think, or actually, sorry, it adds the 3.5 to the list. It adds the 3.5 to the list of supported versions in 3.4, which is kind of you know, yeah, this one, yeah, it's not a good, I guess, in terms of code practice, I believe, but this helps with,
And
and then I think it also comments out the downgrade check.
yeah, so I think we should still have downgrade check, but maybe less, or allow
Yes.
3.5.
Yeah, allow one doc.
Yeah. So, Bogdan, would you would you want to finish the PR yourself, or should we?
I can, if somebody wants to work on this one, I want to merge my, migration tool, if, and as explain what needs to be for that. If somebody wants to work on this one, the work in progress one, there's not too much work here. So, it's easy to pick up. If nobody picks it up, I can probably,
I can pick up.
okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Just one quick question. This PR is based on the main branch. So we are going to update the main branch to support downgrade from 3.5 to 3.4. So the point is the tool will be only included in the main branch, not in the 3.5. Is that the intention?
So why it's made in main, I believe, is that we don't have all the migrate command support in 3.5. I think they're basically no.
I'm not against this approach. On my part, we need to clearly clarify the approach.
Yeah, I was thinking to cut like I know alpha 2 or beta or release of 3.6, where there will be a binary of so we can start testing the etcd UTL migrate using the just for this, like just to have official binary, so for people to start testing it. Backporting would be pretty problematic. Maybe we could do like a dummy backport, just moving like full directory of code, or like isolated backport. So we would copy some code and in isolated way, but I don't think.
I think cutting the binary is fine because this is only runs as you just need a migrate command, and we have a very small list of folks at this moment who will who will use this. So yeah, I guess it'll have to be documented.
Yeah, so would be also, that's a good suggestion. We should think about how we want to document it and how we want people. So for people to test it, they need to know what to do and how to combine it. So it would be good to cover it somewhere. Yeah, so yeah, Shuan, if you can, like, would be good to think about this, and maybe like if we have now a document design, I think that should be approved at some start being getting reviews. We should think about like a place to track work and include documentation there.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, yeah, so that's all the topics that we had for today. We are out of time, so sorry if someone didn't have
Can I
time.
just mention one thing? it's just a quick reminder, Kubernetes CAP freeze is February 5th. We were trying to adapt to Kubernetes, development lifecycle, not necessarily like all the designs should be in, like we have to follow the code freeze and all that, but it's good to start to keep that in mind. And if I have a design and like make it a CAP, especially if it's, useful for the Kubernetes community. Just want to bring that up. This is for 1.30 in Kubernetes, and we'll continue to have that. If we get to the train of the CAP review, we will be able to get the benefit of like PRR reviews, maybe some of the API machinery, which is closely connected to SCD, would provide their opinion for some of the things that we implemented in SCD. Just want to remind the community. That's it.
Okay.
All right.
So thanks, Wenja. I think we are done for today. Thanks, everyone. Hope to see you in a week on the etcd triage and hear more from Nate. Okay, see you.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.